my loves, welcome to today's edition of Hot Takes and Tea with Emmy and Lulu.
Welcome guys, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes and Tea, and this is us also saying thank you so much for all the likes, for all the shares and comments. You guys are the real MVP. Thank you.
And since we're still in the Women's History Month, we'll be talking about something that has made the rounds on social media and even in our immediate societies. Today we are talking single mother stigma.
Yes, and for obvious reasons, it has been a trendy issue. I mean, it has always been there. People will always talk about it, even after now. But for some reasons, it has been trendy, and everybody sleeps. Single mother, single mother, single mother. And it comes off on a negative aspect. It comes off on a bad light. What do you think? I mean,
The fact
they deserve to be treated the way they
the
are.
mere fact that we can comfortably say single mother stigma, the mere fact that we can actually call single motherhood a stigma,
A form of motherhood is a stigma.
it's crazy, but that is the society we found ourselves in.
What bothers me is the fact that it takes a man and a woman to bring a child into the world. So a single mother did not on her own give birth to a child. So who is the father?
No, the father is not a single father.
We don't hear anything like single father stigma.
He's just the father. I mean, someone gets pregnant probably out of wedlock or after a marriage, maybe a divorce.
Yeah.
There are many situations where someone can become a single mother.
Yeah.
And then you hear people asking now, would you let your child marry a single mother? And the comments, the responses are crazy.
God forbid, not my child.
And like, okay, but it is not even a big deal if a man that has children decides to get married.
Nobody even comes up to ask that question.
Nobody
you
bothers.
really hear, as a lady,
Yeah.
will you marry a man that already
Has children.
When it's the woman, you want to go and marry a woman that has a child for another man.
I understand it's not the ideal situation,
Yes, it's not.
but in reality it happens.
It happens.
And it happens
People
for-
make mistakes.
It happens for many various reasons. Some of them are not even mistakes.
Yeah, some were not intentional. Something happened. We decided to ask our friends, our male friends, if they would marry single women. If yes, why? If no, why? So I'm going to be reading a few responses that I got. First, this friend of mine says, I'm very liberal. I can marry a single mom. I can even marry my friend's ex.
Huh?
That someone is not right for another person does not make the person wrong for me. Sometimes people make mistakes not because they want to, but because they never had the knowledge not to know how to make the right choices. What if she was raped? What if the child is destined to work purpose, or we're destined to work purpose together? For me, marriage, relationship is more purpose-driven than my desires. If she meets my needs, then why can't I marry her?
It can't get more sensible than that. It can't make more sense than that.
The fact that he said, if she meets my needs, then why can't I marry
And
her?
if she's not good for someone else, doesn't mean she's not good for you.
So you meet a woman that ticks all the boxes. This is your ideal woman. But just because she has had a child somewhere, all the boxes will become red. I understand that some men fear that the fathers of these children will come
that's
back.
a situation to consider. But it's not something that cannot be worked out.
Yeah.
It's not a situation that you cannot figure out together.
Look, I know somebody said you should have it in mind that there's a tendency that the father of the child will come back to look for his child.
If you were a father to a child, unless you are an irresponsible father, you wouldn't want anything to do with the child. But if you are a father to a child, you would definitely want to be in contact with your child one way or the other, and there is no problem with that.
I mean, there are men out there that do not have a problem with marrying a single mother. They don't mind. They're even willing to take full responsibility of that child. Sometimes even the child will bear their name. Some men fear to marry single mothers because they feel like the father of the child will come back looking for their child.
That is a possibility. If you're a man and you have any sense of responsibility in your head, you are responsible to any degree, you definitely want to reach out and have a relationship with your child.
So what then happens to the new father? How do you expect him to handle the situation?
These are adults we're talking about. There's always a way to deal with everything. There's always a way to deal with every situation. But I'll also consider the reason why the man left in the first place. Because
he's coming back.
Yes. Because if you impregnated a lady, probably you promised marriage or you promised her to be together, and then she gets pregnant and then you abandon her, and then somewhere along the line she picks her life together, and then someone comes and accepts her and her child, and you come out to say that you are the father of that. It cannot be. I hope I don't get to curse on this podcast. Please, next.
The next response.
Yeah.
Because once upon a time, I would have given out an outright no. But experience has shown me that there are unexpected situations that can make one to marry a single mom. If the resources are there and the lady in question has what I want in a woman, then there's a good possibility. I think he's just saying the same thing like the first person. If she meets my needs,
yeah.
Then he goes, if the lady was someone I loved, but due to my status then, I could not marry her as such. One who has more capable means of marrying her, married her, and God forbid something happens, maybe she loses her husband, and we happen to meet again, and the feelings are still there, then I can marry her. If she gets mad money and she doesn't rub it on one's face, then yes. But then he goes, but to be honest, I don't think I can. I doubt it.
I was rooting for this guy. But something he said is very valid.
Yeah.
Like most men that will settle for single mothers will do so because of the money involved. If she's well to do,
they don't mind.
It's easier.
Well, she has 3 children. I can take care of them.
I've done nanny job a lot of times. So what is 3 children that I cannot take care of? So that is. But then there is a lot of selfishness written all over that. Well, he ended up saying he can't.
He's not sure.
So I take back my thing.
Okay, to the next response that I got. Young single mother whose husband is late. Yes, I will. A divorced single mom. No. What led to the first divorce might lead to the second one. Single mom out of wedlock with just 1 child. I can marry, provided there's no contact with the father of the child. Is that even possible?
Well,
if there is, I can't, because that love might trigger a connection, an emotion, and that will lead to something else. But if there is no contact of any kind, I will definitely marry such person. I will even support the training of the child.
It's okay for people to make decisions and have their terms of agreeing to something. Yeah. It's better he's stating it clearly, but it will be difficult for a child who has a mother not to have a father.
I also think that it should not be difficult to train another person's child. I would think that if you look at it from the perspective of another person's child, that's going to be a problem. I mean, you're married to your mother, so the other way around, this child belongs to you.
Absolutely. And if you have it in mind that if I had a child, I would like for this person whom I love to treat my child like theirs. So you shouldn't look at it as it's another person's child.
I've seen a case where this man married this woman with 1 child from another person, and then was all loving. All of a sudden, when he started having his own children, he didn't even want to see the girl.
It happens. So women being on the lips of every man. Can't wait for, is that April to come, so that everybody will
maybe we'll start talking about men. maybe they should just.
We hardly have a lot to talk about. Well, what we're talking about involves men. It concerns men. It concerns men as much as it concerns women. Because a single mother is a single mother because there is a father somewhere.
That's the part I really have an issue with. She did not get pregnant herself. There's a man that, okay, fine. We see people that get pregnant at a very young age, in secondary school. It was still a man.
It was still a man, and sometimes an older man that knows better, that should know better.
So when we make it look like 100% is on the woman, what happened to the man that was in the picture? There's just a lot of imbalance. Also, when it's time to get married, a single mother is castigated. She should not get married. Somebody said it's not an African culture. That shouldn't happen in Africa.
Oh, okay. So all the things that you're doing is African culture.
So we have a lot of women that have gotten pregnant, right, out of wedlock, and they just agree with themselves that they'll never get married,
that it will be difficult, and
they said they will not even give love a chance, even when it comes.
And another painful part about it is because of the picture society has painted, these women settle for anything.
Yeah, right.
They settle for the next person that comes along, because they're not sure if any other person is going to want them.
True.
They just settle for anything.
A mistake has been made.
I don't even call it a mistake. Anyway, it's sometimes a mistake. It's a mistake when...
Not the child, right? The child is as perfect, as glorious as God will have it from creation.
Proceed.
Yes. It is the action.
Yes. And the two irresponsible people involved.
Yes. So let's not even forget that if it happened in a irresponsible way, the woman was irresponsible, the man too was irresponsible.
Sometimes more irresponsible.
Let's stop making it look like it was just the woman in question. But whatever the case is, walk past it. Trust me. I don't think that anybody should dwell in it. Find your happiness. And trust me, you will find your person. There are still men like my friends here that will marry a single mother. There are still men that will adore you as they should adore you. Right, you don't need to settle for less.
We want to hear what you think about single motherhood. We want to know if you will let members of your family, your brother, your children, your friend marry single mothers, or if you are open to, you don't have a problem with marrying single mothers.
If you do, please let us know why.
We'll be very
What are you scared of? And also there might be somebody out there that is a single mother that would have an advice for another single mother. Yeah, that would help a lot.
Alright, thank you for sticking with us on today's edition of Hot Takes and Tea. We'll be back next week with another video. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials. We are on
Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and here on YouTube. Hot Takes and Tea.
Absolutely. So until our next video.
Thank you.
Bye.